All right, what's up, Blueprint family? Thank you all for coming out tonight. Tonight is Marriage Fit Friday. We made it to the weekend. Congratulations! After a hard week of working and talking about relationships with us, it's time to reward yourself with some more relationship advice discussion. And we have a interesting topic tonight. As you can see, the title tonight says, "Wife says tough luck when husband pleads, no girls trip, please." Um,
Yeah. I want to read the question. I wish you could pull it up on the screen, but we are slightly delayed on this. But we're just going to read this question because it is a good one. It says, "Hi, all. I need advice. I'm at a loss and I'm not sure which way to go. I've been married for 15 years, love each other immensely. The problem is when she goes away on vacation, he is constantly worried. She travels 1 to 3 times a year, mainly with the family. The upcoming trip is in the Caribbean, and this time with her girlfriends, all taken but one. So that means that all of her friends except one are married. Um, it's a party area, but lots of the tourist attractions too. He is completely comfortable with his wife going, and only women, new country, all the clubs, hotel clubs, and parties, etc. They will attend. But so he says, along with the other attractions too. So there'd be plenty of pretty ladies together drinking, partying, and on vacation that just don't float well with him. He would like for her to go to other vacations sometimes. It is not a trust issue at all. They are quite responsible women. He brought up his concerns and it started a fight. He asked her not to go and she said, tough luck. He says we tried counseling and he speaks to someone regularly, but it still cannot be solved. We both give and take in the relationship. They say it's flexible. So he ends by saying, one, does seeing as though it happens when she goes away, would it be better for him to keep going through the anguish and band-aid it up until the next time, or just stop the bleeding once and for all? Or
mm,
two, is it selfish of one another? Or well, he says, is it selfish of one or the other? Question mark. That's a question. And he wants her to be happy. We both do, but without the traveling. Thanks. That is a quite. I really wanted to put it on the screen because it's quite a in-depth question that they're asking. But we'll just start from the beginning with the simple fact that they're saying, okay, they've been married 15 years and they love each other immensely. So that's a good, solid starting ground, right? So at least they say they love each other immensely. So,
mm-hmm.
how did they get here, right?
Right. So there's a lot of red flags that we can see in this dialogue. Um, that this question of this man who's been married to this woman for 15 years and he's pleading his case to his wife on, please, honey, don't go on the girls' trips. And then how many times they go? She travels 1 to 3 times a year,
Mm-hmm.
mainly with family. So you're going with family, okay, mainly with family, but I guess just one time.
Yeah, that it's all
It's all her
girlfriends
girlfriends.
on the upcoming trip to the Caribbean.
Now, um, the thing here is that this man is, well, first of all, in their relationship, they evidently did not lay out the expectations or the ground rules for what they are going to do in their relationship. And then also, too, another thing that I'm noticing is that this woman obviously has her own money in the relationship, which isn't a bad thing. And you see this a lot in homogamous relationships where people usually marry young with their own jobs and careers and they grow in the relationship together, still working in the relationship. And I can bet you that this man did not retire his wife, meaning this man did not is not the only one physically bringing in income into the household. Now, with that being said, it would be easier for him to negotiate with his wife if he did retire her and he was the only one bringing in the income into his household. Now, men, young men, understand that if you are breadwinning in the relationship, in the household, you do dictate finances, believe it or not. You do have a say, a large say so about where your money is going.
Mhm.
And I can guarantee you this, that this woman, his wife, is working. He cannot tell her, don't go, because she is going to tell him, no, because I make my own money. I'm going to do what I
Right.
want to do with my own money.
Mhm.
I can guarantee you that.
Mhm.
So recognize that, young men out there who are starting off early in relationships, and realize this early. If you're in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, I'm going to tell you, young guys out there, you cannot tell her what to do with her money. Your girlfriend's money is her money, it is not your money. Okay. So, with that being said, you're just going to have to understand something, that either one, you're going to have to retire this woman so that she doesn't work or have a need for anything else other than you going to work and making money. And then two, you're going to have to realize that um, because you don't work, of course, she gets to do whatever she wants to do with her money. So, and also too, what I'm realizing in this relationship is that there is a lack of value, or rather, there's a lack of respect in this relationship that the wife um, is not having for her husband. Now, if you recall, and you can see in this letter that my wife is putting up,
Yeah, I'm trying to draft it up soon.
that this woman, or this the man, the husband rather, has mentioned that they have gone through counseling
Mhm.
already. They've gone through counseling already. He wanted to make that a point that we're trying here. He's gone through counseling. He speaks with someone regularly about this. So this is an ongoing issue, and I guarantee you that she's gone out more than once with her girlfriends, and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it at all. The husband is being sincere here. He loves her. He said that they love each other immensely. Love each other immensely for 15 years. I understand that.
Mm.
I understand that. But you can love somebody for that long, but what happens here, or what's happening here, is a lack of respect for her husband. This is a modern woman that you're dealing with, sir. And what you did was you failed to see the red flags in your relationship for the past 15 years, to the point to where now you're getting fed up with your wife telling you that she's going to go out on a girls trip, vacation. And this is happening more than once, evidently. But you enabled this situation to occur over and over again.
Mhm.
You did not ask the questions that you were supposed to ask in the first months of your relationship, as far as roles in the relationship. Are you fine with me leading as a man in this relationship? Are you a submissive wife in this relationship?
Or even what are your visions and what's your vision look like for marriage? Like what does that look like? What does marriage life look like for you? That's an
Right.
important question to ask before you get married. So then that way you guys can come into agreement ahead of time on what marriage life will look like for y'all. If you didn't want her taking these trips, That could have been addressed earlier, much earlier. You would have been able to voice your opinions and all of that ahead of time, versus now you're 15 years in and can't take no more.
Right. And I don't know if you all have children
No, they do.
or not. Do it? I don't think it says
Oh, no, it
anything about
doesn't
children.
say anything
It
about
doesn't speak anything about children, but understand this, especially if you have a daughter in this relationship. Your daughter is taking notes from mama on how to treat men, and this isn't a great example on. This is an example that's going on today, but understand that your daughter is taking all of this in. If you have any, and then also your son is too, is watching this situation carefully on how you all communicate. Your wife is refusing to communicate with you and compromise with you and refusing to resolve with you, which means that she don't give a damn about your feelings. And then that also too, she doesn't value you as her husband, because if she did, she would try to negotiate and compromise with you, because I don't believe that there's anything wrong with you going with her on this trip.
Right.
Why is she refusing you for going on this trip? First of all, why is she wanting to go on a girl's trip?
That's an interesting question. And that's why I said those questions really should have been asked in the beginning, because you would have known whether or not she valued, when we talk about the questions that you should ask before marriage, what are your values? They could have came across some idea of, okay, she values traveling. This is something she would want to do. This is probably not something I want her to do. So is this the woman for me? You know what I mean? This is the importance of having those conversations very early. And I mean getting in deep, especially when it comes to what you want your marriage life to look like. I mean, come on, like if you are not in accordance with that, if y'all do not agree with that, he's completely uncomfortable with his wife going. Okay, so he's addressed this with her, obviously, because they went to counseling and nothing is working. So I then go right back to this whole, we love each other immensely, married for 15 years. So how do you get 15 years so far, but you are so uncomfortable with something like this and it hasn't been addressed or like compromised yet, worked on?
Mm-hmm.
So now let's just fast forward. Maybe I guess we kind of beat up how did they get here enough. Let's figure out what the solution is for this man and
Well, I
husband.
wanted to go back and answer that question some more,
Okay,
because evidently in this situation, he's taking a back seat as the leader in the relationship, and he is definitely a beta male
yeah.
when it comes to these discussions with his wife. He's voiced his opinion about him not wanting her to go on these girl trips.
Asked her not to go, and
Yep.
she says,
Tough
tough luck.
And I believe that is verbatim. She probably
Right.
looked at him and told him tough luck.
I mean, he said it. Like,
Yeah.
that's something that's stuck in his head. For him to write that in the question to us, that's clearly
Right.
something that's stuck in his head.
And they've already tried counseling. This woman doesn't value you and your relationship at all, even at 15 years. You put up with this for over 15 years. You're past the crisis situation in your relationship. You are, because all of this stuff, it had to have been going on for more than a few years within the relationship, and has been ongoing. This is an ongoing thing, because at the end you also said that has yet to been resolved, or can't be. It still can't be solved.
Right. And he says they band-aided up until the next time. So clearly that's what they keep doing. That's what they have been doing for 15 years, band-aiding it up until the next time.
That kind of falls into that's on again, off again marriage situation. And he even said that, or just stop the bleeding, which means divorce, the option of divorce. We do have some options for you.
Yeah, some solutions.
We have some solutions for you. Now, these may be like swallowing glass. To be honest with you, you understand your situation and what you're in, sir. Um, you are taking the beta male approach in this, and I see that it hasn't worked. You've tried to talk to your wife instead of telling her no, you're not going. It's more so you did it the right way. I think you approached the situation, you voiced your opinion, how you feel, and then your wife still tells you to pound sand. You know, good luck, tough luck. Um, and she's going to proceed and go on her girls' trip with her girlfriends, and one of the girlfriends is single. I don't care if all of them were married,
Right.
guys. It doesn't matter. You're sending your wife off to some foreign country in the Caribbean where there's nothing but partying, alcohol flowing everywhere. Do you think that if your wife got drunk enough, she's going to consider you on her girls' trip
Or
after
even
she
can she?
told you, or after she told you tough luck?
Mhm. Or
Not
even can she? Like when you're drunk, when you're inebriated, you can't really, Now, again, let's give benefit of the doubt. Say she is responsible. Okay, you're responsible. What about other people? You are in a whole nother country that you know nothing about. Your
right,
husband is nowhere near you to be able to protect you.
right, exactly. And then, I mean, God forbid you don't want this to be the case like the girl in Mexico that
Yeah,
took
or
her. That took
anything.
she even
Yeah.
took 3 guys with her, and two of those people didn't come back. You know,
Gotta be
if
careful.
she's going to a place where she has, this is their first time in the Caribbean. She don't know anything about where she's going, other than that they party there. Partying. Partying can get out of hand. Can get very much out of hand. I saw that. We saw that video.
Sure
I
that
showed
we
it to
put
my
up.
wife about the girl who broke up with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend broke up with her because she partied and went on a trip.
Yep, the
And these
shortest one
guys
right
were
there.
groping all over her, giving her free alcohol, and just continue to just grope all over her with no regard of her boyfriend. None whatsoever. She doesn't value, she didn't value her boyfriend at all.
Mm-mm.
That's what happens. That's what happened, guys, when you don't fully provide for your spouse. You give her the option of she can do whatever she wants to do. So what I'm doing is challenging men to step up and be the full providers of their families, of their relationships, because it will fare off better. I'm telling you, it will fare off better as opposed to just playing house and trying to do stuff, trying to create a relationship and play husband. This man seems to have been playing husband for 15 years to a woman who doesn't want to be submissive to him, doesn't want to listen to him,
Or even just doesn't respect
respect
him.
him.
That's just a matter of respect because if your husband is uncomfortable, that it really goes to respect. So first option, man, is you either keep eating it like you've been doing and accept your beta male role and let your woman run the run you basically because she's telling you that
All right, so eating it. So
yeah,
we're
you
gonna
eat
go
it.
through the solutions. So we have
Mhm.
solutions for this guy. I'm not just gonna give him one. I'm gonna tell you at the end. I'm gonna tell you what I think he should do. But we're gonna go down a list of 3 options, and one is for him to eat it. And what I mean by that is that he's gonna let his wife go on all the trips that she want to go on without him and do whatever the hell she want to do, whatever that is. Now, I'm not trying to, I don't know this woman. She could be very faithful and just love the scenery and just to enjoy her her girlfriends, the time with her girlfriends. But
It's the fact that he
he,
said he is constantly worried. It doesn't even matter
right,
at that point what she does. It's just the simple fact that even before she goes, he's constantly worried.
right,
But if you love each other immensely, you shouldn't want your man to be constantly worried about you when he's away. And maybe she's not even worried about the respect because he did say over here, he said, it's not a trust issue at all. They are quite responsible women. So it's not trust. Maybe he's worried about her safety. She is in another country. In the Caribbeans, we have, like we've been talking about, hearing
Right.
all these things about things going on in other countries. He could genuinely be worried.
Yeah, but I understand that. But when there's alcohol involved, drugs or alcohol involved, you can throw them that trust all out the window.
Yeah.
Because that's not the same person I'm presuming that you deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
If you say that these women are responsible, that's the side that you know them to be.
Right.
Is responsible, and the probably the responsible side.
Yeah.
Now, when you're away, you don't know what happens.
You may not even want to be responsible. You're trying to have fun.
Right. Exactly.
Call it what it is. I mean, let's be real. When you want to go on a girls trip, she's not saying I want to go on a vacation with my family to relax. That's what he's saying he would prefer.
Right.
Her to go. He would like her to go on other vacations anytime, like, with the family, the ones that he's comfortable with, the family.
But I mean, even when he tried to have a dialogue about it, it turned into a fight.
Yeah.
He said he brought it up, his concerns, and it started a fight.
Ask her not to go, and she says, tough luck.
Right. So why does that have to be a fight? Why couldn't it have been an issue to where they, spoke about it? He even tried to negotiate and say, could he go? That wasn't even an option for her. So she, no, tough luck. You ain't going.
Yeah, that could have even just been a conversation, a dialogue. And that's why I always go right back to this first. He says, oh, we love each other, or they love each other immensely. Okay, so where was that dialogue? Where is that level of respect where I love my husband. He's having an issue with this, but I really want to go. So let's have some type of dialogue so that we can figure out, how we both can get, something out of this.
Right.
And come to a compromise.
Right.
Because this ain't flexible.
Right. So do we have some new viewers out there, new followers? So what we're talking about tonight is pretty much the girls' trip. And a husband, and he's asking us for advice in regards to whether or not he should basically end his marriage.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want his wife to go on a girls' trip. She told him basically tough luck. He's basically worried pretty much probably about her safety, as this is a new place that they're going to. Is this strictly a party place in the Caribbean? And then she told him tough luck and pretty much no to his request of her not going. And what should he do? Yeah. So one thing we offered as a solution is that, one, he needs to eat it. So basically continue what you're doing, and continue to be worried in your relationship and hope for the best. Hope. You're going to have to hope and hold on to faith.
Or even still, my issue with this option, take it as you want to, but my issue with this option is it's going to create kind of like an animosity within him continuously. I mean, he's already upset about this.
It shouldn't, though, because he's immensely in love with her.
Yeah, no, but that's that BS.
That's that BS,
call. Yeah, because that part is kind of. But anyways, just the fact that you're not able to really have resolution in it because you're just eating it. So it's going to build up in you. And what it could result in, you kind of retaliating and trying to do the same thing to her, which may, let's explore what that would look like. So you go out here and you say, all right, well, you going to keep doing your trips. I want 3 trips a year with my bros.
The competition.
Yep. So it becomes that. And then what does that turn into? Now y'all both out here doing risky behaviors. Then y'all both putting y'all family into jeopardy. Now that's just saying if that animosity turns into that and he results in, going out here and trying to compete, or he could just get really angry and be really mean and be really, it could just turn into toxic. Yeah, more toxicity.
Because this relationship is already toxic, but this looming and not resolved.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have that first option of basically eating it. So you're going to be stuck in this beta male situation. Your wife is going to expand upon this more than likely, and she's going to be making a lot of the decisions that go on in this relationship.
She probably already is, right, to be honest.
And especially if you're feeling, what was his feelings? He was worried about this relationship.
Yeah, he is constantly worried.
Yeah, constantly worried. Well, there's more stuff you're going to have to worry about other than this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah, my whole thing though with that is we both give and take in the relationship and flexible. What that don't see that. I think maybe you give and she takes and you are flexible in the relationship. So that's your perspective of the relationship.
Right.
Again, we don't know. This is just what he's writing, but that's just kind of what I'm giving because it just seems like he kind of like bends to it. I mean, he's been bending to it, for a while. He tried going to counseling. He speaks regularly to somebody, but it still can't be solved. So it's not him,
right?
Clearly,
your wife should have been the one. If your wife was valued you in any way, she should have been the one writing this letter. She should have been
asking what to do. Yeah.
Because
because then that means she's looking for solutions.
Yeah, and she really cares.
You're still out here looking for solutions, and she's not at all, clearly, because she told you tough luck anyway.
Counseling failed.
Right. So that means that she's not, you're right. She's not even trying. So again, that goes to the first option. You eat it. Now, option number 2, I would love to get to this one because this one I think elaborates back onto the beginning of what we were saying, how you guys have not talked about this at all. You guys have not talked about anything. So option number 2 would be you need to bring to your wife again, go back to the drawing board and have a talk about mutual visions for marriage. Clearly, in the beginning of y'all relationship, there was no conversation about mutual visions for marriage, because if it was, you would not be constantly worried about her going out. This is something that she does. You're always constantly worried. You completely feel uncomfortable. That would have been well addressed. So right now, your vision for marriage is not aligning. She's very much happy living out her best life, doing what she wants to do, but you are not. That's why you wrote in. So that means that y'all got to go back to the drawing board. If you love each other immensely, this is that test of that. Oh, I love each other immensely, because I'm still questioning this, because where's the flexibility? Where is that love, that grace, that understanding? Again, where is she? Is she searching for solutions just like you? Because love is mutual. Again, big red flag. It sounded like you avoided a lot of red flags in the beginning.
Ignored,
because,
not avoided.
Ignored. Yeah, sorry. Yep. Ignored a lot of red flags in the beginning. That's clearly what this sounds like. So your only other option is, well, not the only one, but our second option is to go back to the drawing board with her. Y'all got to sit down and talk about, what does this look like? What are we doing? What's it going to be going for?
I wouldn't advise to do this with you just two. You needed someone else, a mediator in the middle, because your wife has already showed signs of not wanting to communicate with you, not wanting to negotiate with you, and not trying to resolve this situation at all with you. It's a dead no. So I don't see any success in this happening with just you and her, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So please, by all means, get the person that's mentoring you, and then you're talking to, man, you need to get that person involved instead of the counselor, because evidently that counseling failed.
Or maybe try somebody else. Wifeconomics.com. Schedule a consultation with us, because because what it seems like is y'all aren't going towards solutions. When I say look at a mutual vision, after y'all have figured out whether or not y'all align or not, then there needs to be a solution forward. What's going to happen? There seems to be like at a standstill where you just remain unhappy, and she remains continually doing what she's doing,
wanting to do,
and there's no resolution.
Yeah, you've been eating it. You've been doing option
and coping with therapy,
right?
Coping by venting and talking to somebody about it. But you're still going to be unhappy until you actively resolve the issue.
Right. Now, understand this too. Your value increases as you age. Now, I'm understanding. I don't know how old you are, and I don't know what your career drive looks like. But understand, if you're staying in that same career, you're for the past 15 years, you have upward mobility, sir. So your value increases as you age. Women values decrease as they as they get older, because their beauty decrease, their ability to have children decrease, etc., etc. So men, sir, you don't have to endure this. which brings us to option number 3.
Mm.
You can prepare you and your family for the D word, and that D word is divorce. By all means, this is your last ditch effort, and evidently, you know this as well. And this is something that you have been playing in your head, being the
Mm.
fact that,
Or
or
just
just
stop
stop
the
the bleeding
bleeding
once
once and
and for
for all.
all. You know that this relationship that you're in, you
Is
may see a
killing you.
dead end. This may be a dead end street for you, and I think you see this.
Mhm.
I think that you've tried
Mhm.
everything that you possibly could have done.
Mhm.
You've probably overextended yourself in this relationship to the point to where you've gotten here. Now this woman is making all of her own decisions without the thought of you.
Mhm.
And that's just the reality of this situation. I
Yep.
don't give a damn how much you say you love this woman. This woman is going to continue to keep doing this to you.
He needs to love himself at this point.
Right, exactly.
Because you're talking about, sir, you're talking about you're bleeding. You're bleeding. That means that you're hurting. You're hurting. You are.
Right.
Love yourself. At this point in all, as much as we love the family, and we are all for keeping the family together, we commend you for trying.
Yep.
We
Good
commend you
job
for
on
working it out. We commend you for even still up here trying, right? And anybody asking anybody for help, because that's important. That shows that your effort and that you're trying.
This, I ain't mean to cut you off, honey, but this is a classic example of good men, ladies and gentlemen. A good man tries, and this man stuck with this woman for 15 years. For 15 years. And then she's going to risk it all for a girl's trip, telling him no, he can't go, tough luck, pound sand, kick rocks. This is what she's telling. She's risking it all for 15 years. Now, sir, I don't know what you do as far as a line of work, being a provider in this relationship. Evidently you want to protect her, but um, I would say if you're entertaining that third option of preparing your family for divorce, if you all have children, please
Prepare them.
get them to seek counseling, get some counseling for them,
Mm-hmm.
and then also for you too as well. You will need to get counseling in your relationship, I mean for yourself, and then also for your children, because divorce is hard on your children, believe it or not. If you do have children, I don't know if you do. I would imagine you would have said that you all do in the beginning.
Yeah.
So if you don't, then okay, that's great.
Prepare your finances.
Yeah, prepare
For
your
divorce.
finances for divorce. I'm sorry, but if you're not getting the same energy that you're putting out in this marriage, then you're not going to get it after the fact that counseling has failed and she fails to want to negotiate and resolve with you,
Yeah.
or just have that conversation with you.
Yep. Is it selfish of one or the other? I think that it's time for you to be selfish for yourself. That's what I believe. Obviously, we all know. Why is that mic doing that? Maybe I should turn it down.
Or the speaker's up too high.
Yeah, we all know that you just have, you've been bending and being flexible. I'm sorry, I want to turn down these mics. We all know that you have been bending and being flexible, and we completely understand it. But it's a point where you need to love yourself and be selfish enough to care about how you are feeling in this relationship. Why is it doing it? Here,
Hit the blue button. There you go.
sorry about that, y'all. Technical difficulties, trying not to have the mic too high and crazy. But yeah, man, like it is time to be selfish for yourself. Like, let's not even look at this anymore as who one or the other trying to point, who's being selfish, call each other out, like type thing. Like, y'all have already wasted 15 years clearly of not having an aligned vision. Let's not waste any more time on that and actually figure out, all right, what are my options? We've given them to you. One, you either eat it. Two, you have that mutual conversation vision again. You revisit all of this and figure out if y'all can come to a solution or
With
not.
a third party.
With a third party. Yeah, you guys have to actively figure out if this is something that you can do together. And here is again, that's a test of that love each other immensely. That's a test of that flexibility that you say we both give and take in the relationship, and then flexibility. If this is the case, these are great values, these are green lights, and that should mean that you all should be able to come to a resolution, right? If this is what you're saying, if this is true, which I am questioning, because right before that you said, but it still can't be solved. So clearly someone ain't giving and taking and being flexible, or somebody is giving more and taking more.
In the relationship, especially if a woman, if your wife is in the relationship, mic check, mic check. The mic work. Yep. If you, husband, if you are with you're with your wife, she's making money. She's also making your money. She's also using your money as well. Understand that. And then having a divorce is not going to be any better because she's going to continue. Here's the reason why I see it. There you go. There we
It's
go.
your mic too.
Yeah, the feedback was because your mic was trying to unplug.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. All right, y'all, we back.
Yeah, so she's taking your money anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And this relationship that you currently have, you're going through anguish, like you said, because your wife wants to go on this girls trip, or has been going on these girls trips for more than a while now.
Mm-hmm.
For more than a while now.
Yeah, y'all been married 15 years, you say? Right. 15 years y'all been married. So
1 to 3 times a year, mainly
right.
with family.
Right.
This upcoming trip is with girlfriends, 3 married and 1 not married.
Right. And then he says, would it be better for him to keep it going through this anguish and band-aid it up until the next time, or just stop the bleeding once and for all? So clearly you have been going through this time and time and time and time again, right?
And I think you know what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. Or stop, right. But you're just, I think you are so wanting this relationship to work.
Right.
And it really does sound like that.
But that's classic for a good man, though.
Yeah.
I know that you're a good man because you tried to repair this relationship in the right way, seeking counseling, both of you all, trying to negotiate with her without an argument, but it causes an argument. You tried, man, for 15 years. But the problem is you tried too long for 15 years.
Yeah.
And you're a good guy. Like I told you, your value will increase with age. You will find somebody because you have good characteristics as a man.
I think you need to man up, though. I'm being in all complete honesty, and all due respect. I think at some point you have submitted. You were the one doing the submitting to the relationship, and out of that you lost yourself and your masculinity because you just did not stand on your 10 toes and say, I don't like this, honey. We're going to have to figure this out because I'm not having this.
But do you know why? Now, I don't know this guy personally, but reasons why that happened is because he's not the breadwinner.
Maybe, I don't know. We don't even know.
His wife isn't retired. I'm telling you, because this woman has her own money.
Yeah.
Because I know she's not taking your money and going on girls trips.
Right. And tells you tough love.
Tough love.
Right. Clearly. Yeah.
Sand, eat dirt.
Right.
Kick rocks.
Clearly. And if she is,
but
if she is, though, that just proves even more your masculinity has been depleted, sir. And you need to go find some so that you can figure out who better would be a wife for you.
You need to get a new mentor. That's what that means.
Yeah, clearly, because you say you have been in this. We tried counseling. He speaks to someone regularly, but it still can't be solved. This is a big. Yeah.
You're talking to the wrong people.
Yeah. Because you shouldn't still be in the same solution. If
you still can't solve it, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, because if you're still doing this and you're still in this situation, and you realize you went through our first option, which is eat it. And you've been doing it. You've been eating it. You've been band-aided. Then you went through option 2. You got counseling. Y'all been talking. Y'all maybe have not had that discussion about a mutual vision, like I said. So if that is something you have not done, please do that before you go ahead and hop to option 3, which probably is the D word. It's divorce. As much as we don't want to say it,
right.
At some point you have to be selfish within yourself. Because she clearly, again, where's this love immensely that you talk about? so much. Where's this love immensely? Where is that this should come and show through when you're in that crisis situation. When we 2 days ago, when we went down about the what was it, 5 to 7 years was usually the crisis period that a marriage goes through.
He's been in that probably 7 years for 7 years now.
Still in it
through this.
And y'all didn't solve that to where, because in that crisis solution we talked about how when you have that issue, that 5 to 7 year sweet spot crisis phase, that you go through in a marriage, all relationships go through it scientifically. We brought up the studies. 60%. Go back to that. Go back to that if you have not seen that video, because if you have, you should have, at that moment in time, y'all should have garnered skills to get through the crisis. What it seems like happened was that you put a Band-Aid on that situation.
Meaning you did not put your feet down in this relationship, and then you put your feelings all the way aside and kept them within. You just keep harboring your feelings and feeling this anguish within yourself. That's what you've been doing to yourself.
Going to therapy and talking about it.
Yeah, you've been self-sabotaging yourself.
Yep. Well, I mean, yeah, because you're not doing self-sabotaging. Yes, is not doing the things that you need to do so that you can get the results that you're looking for. That, yes, is self-sabotage. Yep. Also not doing the things you need to do. It's either you're doing things to yourself that's unhealthy, or not doing the things that you know you need to do for yourself.
Exactly.
And in this situation, you clearly have not been doing the things that you know, because you say, or just stop the bleeding once for all.
Right. And I understand why you're still here. You know, you're married. So that means when you get a divorce, you're paying alimony.
And I commend that. 15 years sticking in it, because that's what if it had not been so far along, I don't think I would have been like, stick it out, talk about it, more, try this, try that, get another counselor. I would have stuck with that more. And I still am big on that option number 2. Go back and have that mutual vision conversation. And I'm big on that for one of 2 reasons. One is because it's going to provide you with clarity. Definite clarity, the final line straw clarity that you need. Because if you come with your wife and you say, honey, I want to sit down and I want to talk about our mutual vision of what our marriage is going to look like, or what you think marriage should look like, just even take me out of the equation. What do you think marriage should look like? And I'm going to talk about what I think marriage should look like, and we're going to see if it aligns. And if it does not align, we need to either figure out how to make it align, or figure out how to find somebody else that will align.
Yes, but with an alpha female model woman, it's non-negotiable.
Yeah, I mean, she's that clearly she's one, because she says tough luck.
Right.
And that's why I say he's a beta male. And that's already pretty much established, because you took that tough luck and said, all right, okay, baby.
You need a mentor that's going to make you an alpha male. That's what you really need. You need to put your big boy pants on and understand that what the type of decision making you're doing is allowing your spouse to run all over you.
Yeah. Makes me wonder if you had a father.
Right.
It does. It really makes me wonder if you had a father. It makes me wonder who your image of a masculine man is. Who is that? Or your image of a husband. What did that look like for you? I mean, because it's different for everybody. So what did that look like for you?
Right.
That would really, that's a telltale on whether or not are you really the leader, or did you really step into that role of the head?
Right.
And woman, wife, by all means, did you step into the position of allowing your man the authority in your life to be your husband and respecting him? Heck no. The respect is gone out the window. She says tough luck. Right. Ask her not to go, and she says tough luck.
All the young men out there, please, by all means, use this as a example of how not to carry on in a relationship.
Right.
Don't get into a marriage without asking the hard questions up front, because you're going to be in a situation where you're marrying somebody and you're realizing that you've made a mistake because this person is not listening to me. My wife is not submissive to the way that I feel. She don't even want to consider what my opinions.
Y'all don't have a mutual vision. That's my issue with it all. Because at the end of the day, it would be okay if y'all went into it early with the conversation of, all right, I like to go out, boo. Like, this is what I like to do. So how are we gonna make this work? What is okay with you? He even suggested, what did he say? Let me go back to that. He said, I think he would like to go with her too on other vacations anytime. So that was his compromise, saying, okay, well, can I go with you? You know, maybe he might have been all right with getting another room. Maybe he could have brought his guy friends too. Why can't he go out and have him some fun right along with you while you going out and having your fun? That's just my whole thing with that, is where is that flexible talk that you said that you, when you wrote this letter, you said, where's that, we're flexible. No, sir, I think you're flexible.
Yeah, you've been a good man
Yeah.
about this. A lot of there's going to be a good woman out there for you if you
Yeah.
do get that divorce. Trust me, but you need to get through your traumas after this and
Yeah.
work through those.
And especially if you have kids. Who
Right.
you didn't say anything about kids. I don't know. Right, married for 15 years and it doesn't say anything about kids. Usually when somebody says married, they want to follow up with their kids if they have kids, right? So maybe they don't have kids, but
Right.
if you have kids, sir, please forget even all about this, and I guess be selfish in the sense of for your kids, because they're going to be going through a divorce and you need to prepare them for that. Don't wait till the last minute. Let them know mommy and daddy are having issues. I think that's a huge problem within our community that I often see with friends that had divorced parents. The parents don't tell them until they sign it on the dotted line and daddy moving out. And they're trying to figure out, well, what the heck happened? Like, when was all of this? I thought everything was good. You guys lied to me. They feel like not just neglected, but lied to and just kept out of the whole situation. So if you have kids, please take the time to consider them in this more than any of it.
Right.
But if you don't have kids, consider your finances and get them in check, because, sir.
Yep, because
yeah, it's about time. Oh yeah, and it's about time. It's about time. But that's a cut loss that I think that would be well worth the anguish that you're having, because you say you are constantly worried. Sir, that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all.
Yeah, so you're going to get your peace of mind back. Go ahead and get therapy.
Yeah.
Also, too,
a new therapist, maybe.
I would say find a new mentor, someone who can help you become an alpha male or get your masculinity back in the relationship.
Help make solutions, move you forward, because this person is not helping you move forward. And that's what you need to be doing, not moving forward. You have been stalling for 15 years. It's time to pick up them feet, figure it out, what you're doing, like what's going on, because right now nobody is getting anything, no benefit from this. I don't think the marriage is flourishing. You're not flourishing. She may be, but
yeah, they're just going through the motions. But like I was saying, get help, get counseling, get a mentor that can instill some more masculinity into you. And also too, I would say, even though you're going to be paying alimony, to build your career still even more.
Maybe he won't be. I don't know.
Find ways to build your career, and then hit that. You can go back out on the market, and I would say take part in finding a younger wife, vet a wife
that aligns
with you and your visions of what marriage looks like.
Yeah.
I would say find a woman who's interested in understanding the role of a wife and also the role of a husband. And then also too, what you all are going to do is talk about what retirement looks like to you, both of you.
Yeah.
Because I see that you all travel a lot. Or she travels a lot. She travels a lot. It looks like you don't travel at all. She care less about it, which is great. But you all need to be serious about your marriage, relationship, and retirement.
Mm-hmm.
That is my advice to you. There is more details within this. If you want more information, please book a consultation with me and my wife.
Yeah, we'll definitely help you. Yeah, move forward.
Website, because you do need some help with moving forward. And
confidence in that, because I think a lot of this too is a lack of confidence. One, a lack of confidence in respecting yourself, because if you know that you are uncomfortable, you don't have the not the but you just don't have the conviction to stand up for yourself and
No, he
say
has.
I'm not. No, not
They
really,
went to
because you keep
counseling.
eating it. Yeah,
No,
but if you
he's keep eating it because he loves his wife. He's trying to keep this relationship together. So what he did was he put himself aside just to maintain the relationship, which is wrong. That's completely wrong.
yeah, that's
And
lack
then
of love and big
right,
lack of
and
love
then
and
overall,
confidence
what's
and stuff.
happening is
Yeah,
that you're losing love for yourself
yeah,
by trying to you're being consumed in this relationship.
yeah,
It is eating away at you to the point to where now you don't even know what to do, and then now you even considering divorce because
yeah.
you already know what the answers are. So you just need somebody else to confirm it
Confirm it
for
for
you,
you. Yeah,
which
because
is nothing wrong with
you're
that,
scared of that. Yeah,
right? And,
yeah.
and I definitely get it. I
Mm-hmm.
know how you got here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said in the beginning, you didn't ask the hard questions
Yeah,
in the beginning of the relationship, and then you both went through the motions of relationship until you all got married, and then you all just went through the motions of possibly having conflict in the relationship and her always winning the arguments,
yeah,
which that is not how you resolve arguments in a relationship at all. You all didn't negotiate. Well, you probably tried to negotiate, but she did not even try or consider your feelings because she did not value you. She, for some reason, she's not valuing you. She doesn't see value in you as her being your wife and you being the husband to her.
yeah.
So I can guarantee you it has something to do with money.
Yeah, he just lacks confidence all around. To me, I just see a lack of confidence, a lack of ability to stand up for yourself, bending that bending that you do. I mean, don't get me wrong. When you're in a relationship, yeah, you're all supposed to compromise, but nothing in this says flexible. I don't
Right, it
know.
has
Maybe,
beta male written all over it.
yeah,
I get it.
maybe he should have put in here an
No, it
example
got
of their
flexible.
flexible. No, him. It is.
Yeah, it's him being flexible. That's it.
Maybe he should put in a better example of like how maybe she has been flexible, because I don't know. This just doesn't give she's being flexible vibes. It gives you just submitting. It
And being
gives
ran
you
all
being,
over.
yeah, it gives you don't having the confidence to stand up for yourself and saying, honey, I'm not going to take this no more. We either going to figure something out about this, or I'm going to do something for myself about this because I'm not happy. It shows a lack of love and self-love for yourself because you're letting yourself bleed. Your words, not mine. You are letting yourself bleed out, and you know you need to stop the bleeding. You keep changing them band-aids instead.
Yep.
So that's a lack of self-love for yourself. Because if somebody had a wound, what was it? What is it?
Sepsis.
Sepsis. Yeah, you get sepsis if you don't get that wound closed up, and it just keep leaking and leaking and leaking. You can get infections. You can get a lot of different things.
And
And
that's part of divorce.
yes, that's
Yeah.
toxic.
So
Yeah.
I think that's, to be honest with you, we hate to do this. I hate to say this, but I think that's your best option. But by all means, we encourage you to get back into a relationship that is healthy and mutual.
Yeah, don't let this happen
In
again.
which you're getting a wife that you deserve.
Mhm.
I would say that you need to get a new mentor, and then
Mhm.
also build yourself up in your career, and be the sole provider if you can in your relationship. Because I'm gonna tell you that you're not going to have conversations like these. I bet you that. I
Yeah.
bet you that. So retire your new wife, get a younger wife if you possibly can, and enjoy.
Yeah.
And enjoy.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yep.
That is so true. That is so unfortunate. We will
Yep.
be sure to.
Yep. Well, that's our time tonight, family. We really appreciate it. If you all have any more questions for us, by all means, please email us, or send it. Go to the wifeconomics.com website /submit a question.
Yeah.
Or either join in the chat box.
Yeah.
Hit us up on our Facebook.
Yep.
I forgot to check to see if there are any questions up there.
They're
tonight.
up here, honey. They're already up there. This chat is.
Oh, that's Facebook too. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we are good tonight. We didn't miss anything. This was a great week.
Yep.
Excited.
Marriage
I love
fit.
questions like this.
If you want to talk about marriage fit, no, she's not marriage fit. She's not.
The whole y'all whole marriage ain't fit.
Yeah, that's a bad example of a marriage. I mean, you might have some good times, but man, it sometimes you take the good with the bad. But when there's a breakdown, there's a breakdown in communication, and there's a refusal to want to negotiate and resolve, you got a bigger problem on your hands. Yeah. Especially after 15 years.
Yeah.
So that means don't do another 15 years of this. That's 30 years. My God.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Start the weekend.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Cheers.
Peace.